Here we are. Dear ladies and gentlemen, hello. I'm Maria Milejko, CPO of the Unicorn.Events, and I'm glad to see you all today. Thanks for joining us. And as I already told to Gary, that this is our first event, online pitch event in the United Kingdom. And I'm very, very glad to explore startups from this region. This is a really great region. And today I've already seen many our friends. Thank you for joining us again and for your support. And today also we have many new friends to our community, so welcome. And let me introduce our community a bit more. We are Unicorn.Events, the largest global online pitch contest for geography and for the events held. There are three types of Unicorn events. First is local Unicorn.Pitches, mostly online. We do it together with our local partners, and local investors are joining us during our Unicorn pitches. The winner of today's Unicorn pitch will represent the country and on the next stage, a Unicorn battle. Our winter season will be dedicated to industry battles, industry spheres, where top VCs from the whole world will be gathered and we'll be listening to great pitches of our winners of Unicorn pitches. And the winner of Unicorn Battle will represent the sphere, the industry, during our Unicorn Cup, which will be held on March 3rd. So mark this date in the calendar. This event will be filled with top VCs, great investors, great angels, and don't miss this event. We are the part of startup network, sophisticated ecosystem. It consists of various solutions and internet platforms for all investors, for startups. It consists of mainly network VC, our seed fund. Sci-Fi is our acceleration program. The Unicorn events, here we are, and as our statistic shows, our winners have already raised more than $320 million through our events, and we are proud of it, really. VC House is a closed online community created exclusively for VCs, where they exchange deals with which they are in with like lead investors, and Network Investment Bank and Silicon Valley Syndicate Club is a special structure that allows business angels to invest to the best startups. And on behalf of our Unicorn events team, I would like to express our gratitude for today's my co-host, to the organizer of today's event, Daniel Nikiforov. Daniel, the stage is yours. Hi.
Hi, Maria. Thank you. It's nice to see everybody online, and I'm grateful for seeing you. So a bit about myself. My name is Daniel Nikiforov, and I'm a penultimate year student at London School of Economics and Political Science. I have worked with various startups at different stages and investors ranging from low sums to VCs for about a year now. I'm also a president of a student society and often represented by university at investment conferences and other events. Eventually, I aspire to build my own unicorn or a venture capital firm, but that will be in the future. So for now, let's focus on great pitches from our startups. So Maria, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Daniel. And today I'm very excited to have such a bright expert board of our honorable judges. Dear judges, you are welcome to introduce yourselves. Please raise your hand below on the screen and please tell about you, about your fund, about your sphere of interest. Please welcome, who will be the first?
I'm happy to be the first one, as I'm the first one on this list, so it's kind of makes sense. Can you hear me?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, first of all, thank you and Danila for organizing this event, which I hope will be useful for startups, first of all. So my name is Luba. I'm from Ukraine, based in London. I'm a founding partner of Bull Lake. Bull Lake is London-based VC firm where we invest in early-stage B2B startups based in the UK with specific focus on immigrant founders, And as we both, my co-founder and myself, are from Ukraine, we really love Eastern Europe and startups from this region. So it's very, very briefly about us. Yeah, and good luck to all participants today.
Thank you, Luba. Thank you. I saw that Gary wanted to tell about himself.
Yeah, no, it's great to be here. It's nice to see the familiar faces. My name's Gary Fowler, and I'm a serial entrepreneur and investor. I've done 17 startups and 2 unicorns. I was on the original management team at Click Software, which was sold to Salesforce for $1.35 billion, and also Eva.ai that I formed with Dr. David Yang, who was originally from Armenia, moved to Russia, and now to Silicon Valley. So love artificial intelligence and quantum. I'm the CEO, co-founder, and president of GST Get Shit Done Venture Studios. We're a premier AI and quantum venture studio in Silicon Valley, where we curate companies from all over the world. We also have a hyper accelerator called GSD Labs. And we search the world looking for the best companies that want to go global. We are unicorn breeders, and we do invest. I've got 76 investments, I believe, today, 76 or 77. And we're looking for those unicorns. So great to be here. And I lived in the UK for a year and a half and really enjoyed it. So it's great to see some people that are there today. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Please, Gaio.
Hi there. For the ones who haven't met me yet, my name is Gaio. I'm from Belgrade. I'm infatuated by entrepreneurship, and I started from the corporate world, and I saw that generally I was more keen to be more entrepreneurially oriented. Nevertheless, I represent a group of investors from the Southeast and Eastern Europe, and they are generally keen to invest in fintech, information and communication technology, and each startup that can provide something that is not seen yet within the typical company today. Of course, I have my working engagement within the Fashion Union LLC, where I'm working as a chief financial officer. Additionally, I represent a small UK fintech enterprise. It's called AimCube Limited, and the company is focused on providing various services in terms of investment management, and helps entrepreneurs or private investors to buy a portfolio of stocks without paying the service to numerous advisors, from equity analysts, portfolio managers, and so forth. So I think that we have an MVP, and we're in process of raising. So additionally, I'm also involved in some other ventures. Nevertheless, we don't have much time to discuss about it. So I'm happy to be involved within this event, and hopefully some of you who are having interesting startup could be of interest of one of my group of investors. So I'm ready to hear and listen what you have to offer. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Please, judges. Who else?
Maybe me.
Hi.
Hi, let me introduce myself. My name is Yana Leonova. Greetings from Dubai. Currently, I'm based here for the last 3 years. Before, I was based in London for 8 years. I am the co-founder of London Blockchain Foundation. I did my MBA in financial management in London. For the last, I would say, 8 years, I have been involved in technology, innovation, startup space by introducing companies to new markets, doing due diligence, strategic development, and so on. So now I'm working for the private office of His Highness Sheikh Sakir Al Qasimi. This is the ruling family of Sharjah. I am leading the division devoted to innovation and technology. I assist companies from all over the world to come to the local market of the UAE or GCC as an option. As you know, there is a lot of development happening these days in the Middle East, a lot of money, a lot of innovation. It's very much promoted and supported by government and by private funds. So it's actually very, very hectic and beautiful and warm here. And I'm glad to join as a judge for this competition.
Thank you, Yana. Thanks for joining us. These judges.
I'll go next. Aristos Peters. I'm in the south of the United Kingdom. I belong to Southern Angel Investors Club. I'm also the London manager of the venture capital, I've forgotten the name, Digital Venture Capital Association. And I'm also founder of De-Risk It, which is a software profiling of startups and scale-ups for investors.
Thanks.
Yeah, I can go next, maybe.
Sure.
Hi everyone. I'm Andre. Yeah, originally from Moldova, based in the UK mainly. So yeah, I've been in the investment sector for a couple of years now. Right now, I'm doing like investability assessments for early stage startups, and also pursuing my personal entrepreneurial endeavors. I'm the founder of Avalanche, which is like a multi-vendor e-commerce platform for anything related to snowboards, to the sport of snowboarding, and yeah, and looking forward for nice pitches.
Thank you. Katerina, please. Hi.
Hi. My name is Katerina Hudson. I am Ukrainian and live in UK now. I am co-owner of Ukrainian co-working space Hub 4.0. It's not just space, but only and just and a platform for startups and organization of Industry 4.0 and Industry 5.0 fields. Also, I am a co-founder of Biohacking Congress UK and the ProHealth Hub. It's an international project, international platform for the promotion of healthy products, services, and digital health solutions. I'm glad to be here, and I hope all startups will have a good experience today with us and find their best way and their investments here. Thank you.
Thank you, Katerina. Thank you. Judges? Anyone else wants to talk about?
Yeah, happy to go next. So Sankalp here, based in central London. First of all, very nice to be here. Thanks for putting this together, Maria and Dennis. So we right now working on various things, but one very relevant here is Consilience Ventures. We're building a decentralized venture capital ecosystem to accelerate startups, not just invest in companies, but also grow them using our network of experts. These could be very specialist skill sets. We're focusing on fintech and medtech at the moment, but early next year onwards, we should start climate tech and various others. So looking forward to the pitches.
Thank you, Sankal. Michael, please, the stage is yours.
Yes, hi, and I'm really thrilled to be part of such a distinguished cast of judges. So nice to meet you all, and I'm very happy to be here. I am somewhat new to the accelerator world. I have started as a mentor at the New Chip Accelerator in Austin, Texas. Excuse me. Also an advisor at the Holt Accelerator in Montreal, Canada. And I wanted to let everyone know I'm about to start in January a podcast called The Accelerator. I'm really a media person at heart, a writer, and did radio for quite some time. So hoping to bring some of those skills to this industry as a way to bring together entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, and everyone in between. So thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate it and look forward to this. So thanks.
Thank you. No volunteers? Yes, okay, we have to proceed then. 1 minute. Let me tell you how to vote. You had your personal voting links in your emails. So find it and scroll to the startup section where you will have icons with the name and with the logo of the startup and the marks from 1 till 5. And please estimate the investment potential of our today's participants. 1 is the lowest, 5 is the highest mark, and you will have a possibility to change your mind till the voting process stops. We will announce it after the session of pitches finishes. And please Also, one thing I would like to mention that we are not allowed to pronounce any fundraisings out loud because we are broadcasting in different countries. There are representatives of countries where there are restrictions in this regard. So please use our chat and write directly to startups, to investors, and make deals. Wish you all good luck. Please, Daniel, announce the main topic of today's event, our 7 brilliant startups from the United Kingdom. Daniel?
Yeah, thank you, Maria. So we would like to start with Venue X, which is the sales startups. And yeah, he was the founder, Kursat. So the floor is yours. If you can share your pitch now.
Hi, everyone. I'm trying to share my screen, but it says you cannot share screen while the others are, I believe.
I guess now you can do it.
Okay. I guess everyone is able to see my screen right now. Okay. Hi, everyone. This is Kushat, co-founder of VenueX. We help brick and mortars bring nearby online shoppers in store. Today, when shoppers search for a specific product online, they can't see if that product is available nearby. Here's Jane. Jane is looking for a dress, but she's not sure where to find it. And we believe it will be great to see what is available in store before visiting online. So the opportunities, the local search has been growing with the pandemic. Available near me searches has been growing 2 times. Can I buy near me mobile searches has been growing 6 times. And according to a study recently done by Google, 68% of the shoppers would like to confirm if that product is available before visiting. And our solution proposal is to provide the real-time local inventory, point of interest data, indoor maps across multiple online channels used by millions of customers every day. So we collect the offline data, process it, and publish it on Google, Apple, and other platforms, and provide back how customers are interacting with your store back to the retailer. So that will attract nearby shoppers in store when they search. Remember Jane? Jane was searching for a dress. And when she does the search, she will be able to see what is available nearby on Google search and see the alternative products or get some details about the store that's selling this product, get a direction, and finally visit the store. And we know retailers all around the world have higher sales conversions and basket size with lower return rates in store. So revenue efficiency of the in-store is higher than the online sales. So that will help nearby shoppers find your store and see what is in store. You will get found online as a retailer, attract nearby shoppers in store when they search, boost your in-store sales, and understand what shoppers want. Here are a couple of examples. So activating brick and mortar online offers unprecedented opportunities. Why? Because still 81% of the shopping is still happening in store. When we check the numbers, e-commerce is generating $4.5 trillion by spending $25 billion on digital ad spends. But in-store generates more than $19 trillion, but they are spending no money on digital advertising. So we help our customers manage their data across multiple online channels with a monthly subscription fee. But we want to make this product for free and onboard our customers for free and increase the number of point of interest data, and in the future provide our clients promotion tools to drive foot traffic to their physical stores and help them accept contactless payment through Google Pay and Apple Pay in store. How we go to market? We go to digital marketing agencies and landlords, and they are onboarding our solution to their existing retailer clients. Why? Because all retailers need their shoppers back in store. Our differentiation when it comes to competition is we offer an all-in-one solution compared to our competitors. That gives an leverage to us because the retailers and landlords are offering our solution to each other. We are expecting to reach a 1 million ARR by the end of next year and break even in 2 years. These numbers are very much achievable since I have a business and sales development background more than 15 years. It's an Ivy League experts in prop tech, retail tech, and growth. And in general, in average, our team has more than 10 years of experience when it comes to the business. What we did so far, last year was the POC stage that we onboarded with Google and Apple, became their global partners for providing this data. This year, we put the product in place and onboarded our early customers. Next year is going to be our growth stage. So far, we have already proven our success with multinational landlords like MR, Klépierre, Renaissance, and more. And we started onboarding retailers, partnering with Google and Apple. We are on a mission to create accessible destinations. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was a great pitch. And now we have 3 minutes for questions. So if any of the judges could raise their hands. If
I see Michael has raised his hand. Please, Michael.
Yes, thank you. I'm wondering, great pitch, very interesting. I think it's there may be some issues in terms of getting retailers to provide that information, but my real question is, are you aware of the geofencing phenomenon in the United States? And is that part of your growth strategy? In other words, it's able to technology that identifies when consumers are near a retail store or a car dealer, things like that. So geofencing, is that part of your plan?
By geofencing, you mean geofencing with for marketing, or can I have more details?
Yes, I don't want to take up too much time here, but essentially it draws a fence around a retail location, and when consumers.
Our tool is designed to let retailers promote their store and their inventory with a perimeter, like a geofencing. Like they can run this campaign with a range of, let's say, 10 miles or 15 miles. This is doable.
Okay, that's a little different, but look up geofencing when you get a chance.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gaio, please.
Hi, Korsad. Thank you for a thorough presentation. I think you covered almost everything what interests us as judges and investors as well. Nevertheless, I will go a little bit further with more details in terms of how you came up to the financial projections. I mean, and what is the methodology you use it, and how are you sure that you're going to reach your break even in 2 years? I mean, what are the risks? What are the sales strategy that guarantees your financial forecast? That would be my first question. And I would add a bit. Can you tell me, did you raise so far any assets? And what value did your acceleration program bring on a table in terms, did you got a better mentorship or support in terms in software development? Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a great question. As I said, I'm in business for retail tech and protech for more than 15 years. So I know the market and I know the customers already. Before jumping into this startup or creating the product, first I went to more than hundreds of retailers in my network. So I pitched this solution as an idea, and then I got the product market fit. Then I started to roll out. So far, we onboarded more than, let me go to this page. We already onboarded more than 60 shopping centers in Italy, in Turkey, and in the region. And we onboarded till May. It's been 8 months, I believe. We onboarded around 600 stores. So those shopping centers and stores are already generating revenue, but I don't want to make money by managing their data. This is a barrier for them to onboard their data. I want to provide my solution as a marketing perk, like a free of charge, then provide them promotion tools to market or promote their store, their inventory, and help them accept mobile payment in store. So how did they come to this point? I mean, the financial projection. We did a little bit of study with our clients, and we have seen that if you onboard 4,000 stores and 200 venues, I mean shopping centers or airports, these numbers are achievable, and we have these numbers, 1/4 of these numbers already in the system.
Thank you. Thank you. Can I ask you, including all sales channels, how much of revenue you generated so far?
Till May, we have an MRR of $5,000 to $6,000 US per month. But my North Star right now is not to increase my MRR or my, the monthly recurring revenue. For now, we want to increase the number of point of interest data. I mean, number of stores, number of brands, onboarding. If we onboard much of this data, then we can on scale then promote their stores, their inventories, and make them more help them drive foot traffic.
Yeah, a bigger revenue, especially you're now in investment development stage. I understand. Thank you very much. Thank you. Answered my question.
Dear startups, judges, thank you for your pitch. I would like to remind that we have 3 minutes for pitch and 3 minutes for question and answer session. So let's respect each other's time. Okay, we have to proceed. Thanks for pitch.
Yep. So the next startup would be More Human. Duncan, the co-founder, is present, so he will be pitching.
Hi there. Yeah, let me just share my screen. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, can you see everything okay? Does that look good? I'm hoping so. I'm assuming someone will squeal if it's wrong. Okay.
So far, it's promising. Please continue.
Thank you. Okay, cool. Well, hi, everyone. I'm Duncan, one of the founders of More Human, the Squarespace for events. So demand for regular social connection is greater now than ever, especially since the pandemic. But your typical community manager has to cater to the social demands of thousands of people. They're stretched very thin. At the same time, there are millions of community members who could meet this demand if only organizing events, groups, and societies wasn't so bloody hard. In fact, you're twice as likely to fail at starting a meetup group as a tech startup. Now, if you've ever tried to pull an event together, you'll know why. More than 75% of the event organizing process is unsupported. Platforms like Eventbrite, Facebook, and Meetup are merely event promotion channels. They're blank canvases, and they don't help you create anything. And as a result, there's a huge latent market here made up of events that don't cut the mustard and ones that never happen, where the effort and risks far exceed the reward. Now, we've seen players like Squarespace, Canva, and Uber unlock similar latent markets. But where's the Squarespace for events? Well, enter More Human. We're offering high quality events that anyone can host. And for the community managers out there, a social calendar that can fill itself. So how does it work? Well, the platform consists first and foremost of a library of professionally designed, ready to host events, including pre-generated promotional content and on-the-day walkthroughs. It consists of machine learning driven demand-based event recommendations and integrations with popular comms channels. Altogether, transforming the organizational experience into a simple 3-step process, making it yours, customizing the event with our wizard, picking a date, and turning up. So we make money today in 2 ways: by charging a commission on event tickets between 3 and 20%, depending on the event, and by charging larger groups, venues, and businesses a subscription fee for using the platform. But our vision is to make social organizing a viable career option. But beyond that, it's to create a complete ecosystem. And that includes the means for event creators to franchise their premium content to amateurs, and a much better way for consumers to discover events and social groups. As a founding team, we have 22 years of venture building experience. We've been on the ground in events and community spaces as organizers, founders, and reviewers. So we understand the challenges, the user, and the market. And we've got an amazing team to support us, including some fantastic advisors helping us develop the IP behind our platform. We currently have 210 paying users on our prototype, but our go-to-market strategy entails going after larger network organizations and funders, with 7 of which we're currently running paid pilots on an updated MVP. And most notably, this includes Eden Project Communities, who are lining us up to support their flagship event, big lunch event next year for the Jubilee, expected to attract some 20 million attendees. So that's it. Thank you for listening. Today we're looking for angels and relevant expertise relevant expertise and connections to join us ahead of our seed round next year. Thank you.
Yep, another great pitch. So if the judges have any questions, you may raise your hands now.
Yeah, we have one raised hand. Thank you for your pitch, Duncan. Gaio, please.
Hi, Duncan.
Hello.
Really interesting presentation. You're really straight to the point. My question would be more concerning competitors. I mean, I saw that you generally are having some subscribers. As from the website, I learned that you're still in the stage of prototype. So as a prototype, you still don't have any market traction. Nevertheless, I would like to know if you did some market research in terms of what the market traction from the moment as you start with your business is going to be, and can you elaborate more on your competitors and what is your competitive advantage in terms to them?
Sure. Yeah. So largely we can split the competitors into several clusters. There are the event promotion channels, social media, and things like that. There are event platforms that sit more in the ticketing area, like Eventbrite and Meetup. There are also community management platforms like Mighty Networks, Disciple, Tribe, that promise to be sort of like white labeled community management platforms. I think the strongest competition comes from ticketing platforms. I think it's things like Eventbrite, not because of our feature set, but from a market understanding point of view. Like, we compete with them because we have to sort of articulate that they sit further down in the event value chain, down at promotion, where people already know what they're going to host. They already have all their content. It's a case of filling it in and finding customers. Our differentiation is that in of itself. It's going after the would-be hosts and organizers who don't know what to create and host, and hence they might even have a community already. They've got the audience. It's a case of pulling together the content, and so that's our differentiation.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Any more questions? Okay, so we can proceed to the third startup.
I would just add, if there's enough time, one more question. Have you raised so far? And if you raise, how are you going to, what is your strategy in terms of spending your money? Are you going to spend it more on marketing or software development? Can you elaborate more about that? Yeah.
Yes, so we have raised, we've won an Innovate UK grant, which funded a lot of the production of the prototype, and we've raised a friends and family round. I won't say numbers, but we've raised a friends and family round, and we allocating that money primarily to development, yes, and B2B sales to those network organizations. The realization of these paid pilots with a view to that gives us the largest number of organizers in bulk to demonstrate the sort of growth and traction that seed stage investors would like to see. So yeah, development and B2B marketing, not direct to consumer marketing.
Thank you. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay, shall I stop sharing?
Yep, so let's move to the next startup, which is Quick Wins. Yep. Would you like to share your screen, please?
Good day, everybody. Just a second. Yep, it's Quick Wins. My name is George. So several words about the problem. As we understood during the last year, talking and working with about 100 of entrepreneurs, 99% of them, of Novice, part of them, they don't achieve their market with the ideas of the startup they promote, because they fail to assemble the team, appropriate product team with all the required competences and on time. So our platform, Quick Wins, fill out this entrepreneur's product competence gap on all stages of product creation. I mean, really all. So this is a platform connecting product teams and entrepreneurs, providing on-demand competences to fulfill the entire cycle of product creation with a single end-to-end project space with all competence needs covered. So what is our main differentiator between the competitors is that we consolidate competences for all product cycle in 4 categories. It's marketing, development, promotion, product development at once, completely covering the needs of entrepreneurs throughout the entire value creation cycle. So we pay once to acquire the client, and we receive all the orders he make in our platform. Also, we understood that full-time involvement of each competence is not needed to deliver the result. Here I'm speaking about the freelance sites like Fiverr or Upwork. And we understand that our competence bundles are proposed dynamically, and we propose it with AI recommendations to assemble the pretty much chemically fit team when they are really needed within the whole cycle. And it makes it cheaper for the client to buy this bundle. So the suitable competences accessible when they're needed and on demand. This is where we help entrepreneurs focus on the product vision and strategy, and we take all the rest on our platform. So we see 3 trends why this thing goes well today. First one is because remote outstaffing trend goes up, and all of the things going upward because it's easier to outsource some types of work. Second one is the growing number of remote product teams, because the clients are interested in making digital products, and the freelancers combine and make some teams and sell their services. And the third one is, of course, digital product development market growth. So we see it because it's digitalization and continuing effects of the pandemic. So what we differentiate between the competitors is that we put some product management within the platform ideology. We make the space where all the team works within this space. So it's no need to pay for other services like Asana or Slack or something like that. So it's subscription based. It's not a simple agency model. So it's easy vetting for freelancers through B2B platform. So we take the order and pay to the freelancers. The entire product creation cycle competences are all fulfilled within. We make analytic reports on how much time was spent and how are things going. And there is a smart AI tracking and recommendation assistant who helps to combine the team. We understand that we need some growth hacking, and we see this market as a market of communication, more or less. So we see the intelligent chatbot that helps to reduce the load of manager or product manager from the beginning as a main point of view, integrating with different types of services. Second one is voice interface. It helps to make some tasks for the team from voice to text thing. It will shorten the time from the starting of the idea to making this idea into the tasks and continuing with the team. The third one is optimal team composition using AI algorithms, and we are going into all the main product cycle services integrated there to be where our clients are. So we see the market, the main market for us is UK. We see a big number of startups founded last years. So we understand that our market, serviceable, obtainable market might be up to these numbers. Our team has more than 70 years of total experience. It's digital creation, it's IT development, it's product marketing, and so on. So our business model is monthly subscriptions on competence bundles. We see the segments of our clients as startups and small, medium enterprises. So UK is our primary market. We've made some POC last year for 12 months, and we received some amount of revenue and made those metrics. And here we understood that we need all types of competences within one service, within one window. So we have some financial goals nowadays. We've raised some funding in type of convertible note. We're going up. We already made some first contract last week and continuing to work with our clients. And we're interested in interesting contacts So our funding round goals are mostly about marketing. It's like 50%, and developing the product, the other 50%. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, George. Another great pitch, another great startup. So if our jury have any questions, you may raise your hand once again.
Yeah, we have another question from Gaio.
Hi, George. First of all, thank you for your presentation. Really interesting one with a lot of content. My question generally would concern more what is left to be done within your software development. Is it more focused on a back end or front end? And if you become successful in the UK market, what is your expansion strategy? Are you planning to go globally? That would be my question. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Great question. The first one is that we already developed the backend and frontend part. Currently, we need some UI UX addition and integrating this voice assistant in order to put tasks with the voice. And this is one of kind USP of our product. So to my mind, we'll need like a month or month and a half to fulfill this development part, and we will go from beta to open service. The second question was about the markets. Actually, we started from the UK because we have some really good relations with sales partners within the UK. So we will start there, and we see a really big market, a really good market for that. And already worked with the clients from UK. But of course, we understand that this is not the only market in the worldwide. We understand how to work with Germany. So we understand how to go into the Europe. This will be the second wave of our marketing part. And afterwards, of course, if we will have good reasons, we'll go into US and Middle East.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for thorough answering my question.
Thank you. Second question from Aristos. Yes.
Thank you. Yes, great presentation. I don't think I missed it, but has this been tested on startups, or what have you put in front of people, and what reaction have you managed to get back?
First reaction was they like the idea that they can buy everything in one window. That was the reaction from the first time. And we've made the POC without the platform, I mean. And we had the returning clients. So they continued to go back to us and buy those services. So all those clients we had earlier are going into the service currently right now. So they are waiting till we will open the beta test for them. We already have the first client and trying to roll out for the other guys. Did I answer your question?
Thank you.
Yes, you did.
Any more questions?
No questions more. We can proceed.
All right, so up next is the Be Expand startup presented by Marina, who is the LSE alumni. We're glad to have you here, and if you could share your screen. Thank you.
Hi, 1 second. Yes, you can see it. Yeah, perfect. My name is Marina, and I'm here today to represent Be Expand, the first global immigration marketplace. First of all, let me introduce and ask you a question. How do you think what is the common between Elon Musk, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Nikola Tesla? And the question is, they all were immigrants. And for all of them, and I truly believe for many of you today, even we are somewhere in different countries around the world, and for 750 million people who want to immigrate, the immigration process is expensive, bureaucratic, time-consuming, and so complicated. Finding the immigration expert usually really complicated, and it's financially risky. And for immigration experts, attracting new clients, it's also time consuming and expensive. This is why we created a solution. It's Be Expand, is the first global immigration marketplace. So what is unique about us? We provide everyone who wants to immigrate with ultimately speedy, secure, affordable, and credible immigration services. So we create one consolidated portal for immigration for all countries, where everyone will be able to search data and to find immigration specialists. We provide and cover all types of immigrations, not from visitor visas, but also from employment, education, family reunification, and all types of immigrations that can be done, as well as we provide additional services as health and travel insurances, tours, and flight tickets. So how does it work? Unfortunately, I cannot show video because it gives you will give you better explanation, but it's quite simple. You have to choose the immigration route, either like startup visa you're looking or employment, or you choose by country. The system generates all eligible opportunities that you're eligible to. You can get all guidance for free or select immigration specialists with whom you will go. Our business model is quite straightforward. We have sales monthly fee, whereas everyone can search for free and everyone can list for free the immigration services. We of course have premium gold listing, but as I'm an immigration specialist, I will never be able to handle New Zealand immigration or Chinese immigration. So I will always refer someone and I will get commission. As we're here, we will do a commission-based model with 15% commission based on 12% of immigration specialists and 3% of our clients, as well as we do additional commission from the partners we are going to partner as insurances, tickets, and accommodations. What about our competitors? As for many, it will be said that local taxi drivers will be competitors for Uber. We also consider local immigration experts or international immigration experts as not our competitors, but as our potential clients whom we will onboard on our platform. As we are part of LSE startup ecosystem, we truly believe that BeExpanded has a global social impact with the aim to reduce inequality, provide decent work economic growth, and to provide gender equality. We have comprehensive to-go marketing plan with 3 stages, as you can see here, with focus on social media marketing as there is a gap about it, but also we have a quite unique source of attraction that calls like mouse to mouse, because immigration world, it works in this way. So far we are on early stage, but we already do have some traction. We already won 2019 first Zimbabwe competition. We have LSE support, and we were one of the startups that brought to represent by LSE to the Web Summit. Also, as I do have my immigration company for more than 5 years, we have more than 100 potential clients to onboard, and we already consolidated the list of immigration experts who will go on our marketplace. Our business journey, I would say, is changing a bit because we were on the Web Summit and our strategy changing. Whereas we were going to proceed with the first 4 top immigration countries for destination, on the Web Summit we got a lot of feedback and demand from the countries that are actually promoting themselves, such as like Cape Verde, Portugal, or Argentina, that we are going to work with, as well as we are partners of Handling Partners, is the largest immigration company, and I myself doing citizenship by investment. This is why we are going to a bit tailor our to-go strategy and to proceed with the first 10 countries for digital nomads. Second, in terms of our teams, my name is Marina. And I have been immigration specialist for 5 years. I'm originally from Ukraine, but have been living in China, Kazakhstan, Georgia, New York, and now I'm here in London. I have 2 successful immigration and real estate businesses, and my co-founder, she's senior marketing executive, and she has 3 years in marketing, and she already built an exit, the decor marketplace in Spain. It's what we are looking in order to make it happen, and this is what we need, and I know that we are not going to speak about it. And thank you very much, and I'm more than happy to answer on all your questions.
Thank you, Marina, for your pitch and the questions, please. Can I start by asking Mr. Adam French, because he joined us a bit later, so if he could also introduce himself, please.
Sure. No, thanks, Delino. Yeah, Adam French, one of the partners at Houghton Street Ventures. So timed my entry into the competition quite well, because we're focusing on investing in alumni ventures of the London School of Economics. So very good timing. First question for me is on the traction piece. So I'm not sure if I got it clear enough, but I just wanted to clarify. So you were talking about obviously bringing in the clients, and I think that's well understood. There's a great go-to-market strategy with your own business basically being the kind of MVP. And then you mentioned the experts, right? The other side of the marketplace. Where are you in that? Because I think I heard that you'd collated it, but I wondered if you got any any kind of terms of references in place, or any real validated interest in having others join the platform. Do you mind expanding on that a little bit?
Yes, of course, definitely. I would say our in terms of immigration experts are a bit different, because, as I said, we are a bit changing our model from the top immigration countries for destinations to the countries of the most attractive for digital nomads and for easy immigration countries. So I have been already negotiated with many service providers, because for example, in Portugal, there is only like one immigration provider for startup Lisbon. And yes, we do have a list of 6 countries, immigration experts, which is already consolidated, and people whom we will onboard once the platform will be done. Yes.
Thank you, and thanks for the pitch. Please, question from Lyubov.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Marina, for your pitch. And yeah, the whole immigration topic is really close to our heart. We invest in immigrant founders in the UK. I'm an immigrant myself, means I went through hell trying to receive my visa, my UK visa. And my question would be, again, based on my painful experience. So how do you deal with vetting these experts? So you mentioned you have a list of these people. So how do you put together all these people? How do you find them? How do you vet them to make sure that the quality is really high and these people really can help? Can help those who are searching for visa.
So it actually honestly depends like country by country, because each country is a case. In terms of the UK, it's quite easy going to find all these people, because there is an official list of registered immigration experts who are licensed, because each country has different regulation. After, in terms of immigration market and how it works, it's more about references, and it's more about mouth-to-mouth search, because usually immigration world and market is so niche, and everyone knows like who deals and how deals. But we will have the team of experts who will have the resolution center, and who will also be navigating the quality, ensure that the quality of the services that the immigration specialists provided are meet our standards. So it's how it works. So and that's why we actually doing it, in order to provide credibility and trust in the immigration services that you're undergoing through the process.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now a question from Yana.
Hi, I would like to ask, how are you going to secure immigration via jobs? Are you going also to help with the job search, and or you will wait when somebody will come with the ready job offer and just facilitate the process? Or like, do you mean
Yeah,
by-
yes. Also, we will handle employment in different ways. It will actually depend country by country, but we are going to partner, as I said, our startup is going to partner with all immigration home offices or immigration government providers, as well with large employment companies. So actually will be able to search employment in different ways. Either you already have your contract, right, and you go to proceed it, or either you can search based on your qualification, based on your all your qualification data. You will be able to search: is there any employment opportunities in for you on the platform in different countries? So we are going to onboard as well as employment providers and employment service providers who will provide vacancies. Yes, it's also our goal, but employment will be tackled in different ways.
What about non-skilled workers?
Actually, non-skilled workers are quite easier because it depends, as I said, also it depends country by country, but for non-skilled workers, the immigration process is more easy. For example, in terms of the UK, there is a special visa for non-skilled workers, a special immigration rules, and there are only for providers who can deal, right? And they will be listed with the open vacancies, right? And they will handle all immigration, all applications. So actually, for non-skilled workers, the process is more easygoing.
Thank you.
Thanks. And the last question from Adam.
Thank you. I had a question around the investment. So what do you see as the milestones for the investment? Where do you want to get with that? I think I don't know what you want to spend the money on, but I just wondered, what the outcome, so that understand where you're going.
We're going now to proceed with the first 10 immigration countries for the digital nomads. And it's where we go in terms of our investment to consolidate all 10 countries by immigration routes. We are not going to, we know that we are not going to do one country, as many people say. And in terms of investment, we are going to handle all these 10 countries with the government support, but it's mainly for, as I said, of course, for marketing and for to go live.
Got you. So going live in the 10 countries, is kind of a milestone for you there, with some initial traction.
Yes. So for us, in order to go for 10 countries, so what we are trying also to do is to create unique YouTube channel which will be one of the main source of information for all immigration routes that we provide with supply and with informative immigration advices from experts from different countries, and it's where we target it. But yes, it will not be just only one country in terms of investment, but it's 10 countries how we go.
Got you. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We have to move on. Daniel?
All right, so the next startup happens to be from Alicia as well, and it will be presented by Boris, and it's RCC.
Yes, hello, let me share my screen. So, hello, let me introduce you to RCC, which is next generation neural data science solution. There are actually three sorts of firms out there. Traditional firms which don't really realize the value of their data. There are data-driven firms which understand the value of data, but probably are a little bit afraid to take the last step to becoming data automated firms. And out there are some data automated firms which actually routinely use self-learning systems to take decisions in their operations, which some people call managerial AI. So what are the things which prevent firms from this group from taking this last jump up to here. The main problem is simplicity. So firms already have processes which are about hiring managers, and it's just simpler for them to work in the traditional way than to do all of that digital transformation and build out new capacities within the firm. The second problem is talent. It is those days maybe cheaper to hire a manager, if you're talking about lower level managers, than to hire an ML engineer or a data scientist. And then another problem, which is probably the biggest, is transparency. Most of the existing managerial AI solutions, especially no-code solutions, are not transparent. And it doesn't work well with the transparency and accountability policy, which most companies try to follow in their decision-making processes. Another problem is also bias. So many companies are increasingly more aware about the fact that AI systems tend to be biased, and they tend to replicate biases which are in the data sets on which they are trained. So it creates an opportunity for a new generation managerial data science and AI platform, which combines the best of both worlds. A no-code platform, which is able to provide transparent forecasting and decision support. So we have some solutions which are out here, which are very transparent, but which normally require a lot of training to operate and can only be operated by experts such as professional data scientists. And we have no-code solutions, which are really very good for managers and business analysts, don't require a lot of training, but usually are very, very not transparent and absolutely not explainable, which creates a perfect market niche out here for a no-code transparent data science solution. This is a very large market. So we are talking about a part of one of the fastest growing software markets, which is business data analysis software. And it also intersects with the markets for artificial intelligence and ML as a service markets, which are some of the fastest growing markets in business-to-business software. We also think that we are very well positioned to capture this opportunity because myself, I work as a data scientist with a focus on transparent learning, and I also have some startup experience. And my co-founder has experience in finance regulatory environment. And we will see financial firms becoming some of our early adopters because they actually care a lot about transparent data science due to the regulatory regime. What is interesting about us is that we are seed level startup, but we already have some traction on the market because we are working with my co-founder, currently offering the services in manual data science and transparent learning. And actually, the reason why we are raising funds now is because we want to automate what we do manually into a standalone product, so something of the sort which you can see here, where you could train a decision model and deploy it and then use it automatically. I have a live demo for those who might be interested. I can send it over. So we are looking for seed level funding, or even pre-seed, I would call it. But we have actually market traction, which is something you won't usually expect for a company at our stage. So please join us for a chance to tap into this very interesting market with a partner who already knows what they're doing and has some traction. So please email me. I'll be sending my contacts to the chat. And I would be very happy to try and answer any of your questions if you have them. So
thank you, Boris. Another amazing pitch. So I believe Adam has a question, so we can start.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, and thanks a lot, Boris. Yeah, great to learn more. I'd be interested in seeing the demo for sure. So feel free to, if you haven't already. I know there's already an email in my inbox that I need to get to. So if it's not on there, please feel free to forward. I had a question on the business model. I think maybe there was a slide there right at the end that you quickly went past, but I'd love to learn more about the commercial side of the business and how you see that playing out.
Yeah, unfortunately, I excluded some of those slides because of the timing requirements, but actually, I would expect the commercial model to be quite solid and forecastable because it is a software as a service platform, at least as we envision it. And we would just experience to operate as a subscription business with some initial setup fees, because such a solution would need to be changed and tweaked for each particular customer. So there would be probably like an upfront consulting and implementation fee, should be little because we would expect mostly an automated solution, and then some subscription fee, because most of the companies which operate in this environment, in this on this market, actually are able to charge quite good subscription fees, and it's not a big issue like in business to customer.
Yeah, no, of course. Makes sense. And so talk to me about the implementation then, because yeah, that's my world, the B2B fintech space, and so was very often being caught into multiple year implementations with financial institutions to get inside their architecture. What are the integration points that you need for this platform? I imagine it's a data warehouse and maybe a few other things, but have you had to do that so far in your journey, or is this part of the roadmap in terms of, because I know you used to be a consultant and a kind of an agent model, and now obviously pivoting towards, or not pivoting, but naturally developing the business towards to SaaS. Yeah, how's your experience and on that front?
Yeah, so at this point, we are mostly dealing with Excels, and just people sending Excels. And actually, we would be open to seeing that as a part of the final solution, because I don't see a problem with that. There are a lot of no-code data science solutions in the market which are targeted at business analysts and at managers who are not actually coders, who don't know how SQL works maybe. And so they provide some easy connection with Excel, and those solutions don't require a lot of integration, and it's simpler than if we try to build that into the regular BUS information management system of a bank or something of this sort. So something we should integrate more with Microsoft Office rather than the BUS system.
Okay, makes it much easier for sure. Cool. I think there are other questions, so I'll be quiet.
Thank you. Gaia, please.
Hi, really interesting presentation. And my concern is more about your milestone. For example, if you're planning to raise the money and you don't get the money within your milestone, are you planning to use some other resources or having some kind of partnership with someone who can financially support you, or with an IT company who can develop software for you? I'm speaking from my personal experience, because we had some problem because we were asking too much for giving a proper amount of equity for a less investment, which wasn't the case because the owner didn't want it to do that. So, for example, if you wanted to catch the market and don't have any gap within developing your technology, are you planning to self-fund yourself, or using other sources like crowdfunding or anything that could help you to start with developing your software as soon as possible?
Yeah, so actually, probably crowdfunding would not work for this solution because it is very business to business, and like such solutions don't really tend to do well with crowdfunding. But we would be able to self-fund because we already have some contracts which are like manual development and manual data science. So we have some profit, which if we iterate over and over, complete more contracts, it would probably be enough to develop a product. So, but it would take a lot of time, and this is an area which develops very fast. The leader in this field, DataRobot, has recently raised a Series G funding. As far as I remember, they are very near to an IPO, and they invest a lot in the product. They gain traction with users very quickly, and if we want to really try and compete for a big part of the market, we want to move quickly. So that's actually why we are looking for funding. But probably in case if we are not successful, we will be able to self-fund to the point of getting traction with an actual product. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for the answer.
One more question from Adam.
No, thank you. And from the go-to-market side, right? I think you've got these relationships already with the businesses you've been working with on a kind of an agency basis. Is the intent to then get them as your first users, or are you going to have to basically onboard other financial services clients into that initial cohort?
Actually, I don't think that the firm we work with now, that those people would be very interested because they have the talent and business processes to run manual analysis, and it's actually their bread and butter, in fact. So, but yeah, we would be looking. So initially, we thought about targeting large companies because it fits naturally with larger companies, and based on some feedback we've got from business angels, is that probably the firms which would be interested are the biggest firms because they care the most about transparency and we can even say bureaucracy. But now probably we had a lot of feedback, and including some very valuable feedback from you, which I appreciated a lot, is that it might be very hard to sell to those firms. So we actually think that this solution might be helpful to any firm which is looking to automate some of its decision making, which might be some of the price setting day-to-day decisions. For example, if you're a marketplace, it can help you to set prices. It can help a lot of different businesses which are smaller to automate some of their decision making, and we see a potential to gain traction there with smaller firms, which would be faster than trying to go through the procurement process of a large enterprise.
And what's your average contract value going? I know you mentioned the business model, but no, you didn't mention the magnitude. What am I paying for such services?
So currently, data science platforms, no-code data science platforms, can cost between $250 to $1,500 per year per user, depending on how developed the platform is. And platforms which target large corporates are generally more expensive. So we would need to think about actually a licensing structure where we would be able to sell it to small startups, probably initially at a very low cost just to gain traction. And then as we gain traction, as we can expand the sales capacity, we would be able to have a more sort of corporate enterprise version of the product where licenses can easily go for $1,000 or $2,000 per year or even higher than that as we gain more traction.
Thank you. Thank you. We have to proceed to our last, but I hope not the least startup for today. Daniel, please announce.
Yeah, the last but not the least, it's the Little Bridge startup presented by Sarah. Yeah, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me just share my screen. Can you see okay? Fantastic. Well, firstly, thank you so much for inviting me to pitch today. My name is Sarah. I'm co-founder and head of product at Little Bridge. At Little Bridge, we are reimagining social media for children. Children everywhere want to participate in the exciting world of social media, but lack safe spaces to do so and a shared language in which to communicate with a global community. Our solution is exactly this. It's social media designed especially for children aged 6 to 12. It's a safe space with full moderation. It uses a shared language, English, the language that unlocks the vast majority of content on the internet. In what can sometimes seem to be an increasingly divisive world, facilitating these diverse international friendships between children is a key to creating a harmonious and inclusive future. Now, for children who don't speak English as a first language, our platform offers an English language learning course. Our research proves that engaging in our social community alongside using our language course significantly boosts learner outcomes. Access to our social media platform is free. We currently generate revenues by selling our English language learning content. Our first step has been to launch our English language learning content to institutions around the world. Since releasing our B2B platform in 2020, we've partnered with some major education organizations, including governments, with excellent outcomes, and we've received multiple industry awards. So what's next? Well, we want to build on the traction of our B2B business by launching a B2C model and bring Littlebridge directly to families around the world. We're currently on track to launch our new consumer platform in Q2 of 2022, and we'll start by targeting English language learners. Thereafter, we're going to introduce additional revenue streams, including advertising to parents. We aim to diversify our revenues with 3 income streams from our B2C customers: subscriptions for our learning content, non-learning content, and also targeted ads to parents. The English language learning market is huge. It's forecasted to grow to $43 billion by 2025, 1/3 of which is our target market, children. The market is also becoming B2C dominant. And of course, beyond the English language learning market, we see ourselves as a future market leader in social media for children. We're raising investment to fund the go-to-market of our B2C platform for a maximum equity of 9%. Our plan is to invest in marketing and growth in several territories where we already have a significant B2B footprint. And our targets for the next 3 years aim to result in a return on investment of 5 times for investors in this round. So who are we? Well, we're a very experienced core team with over 60 years of collective experience in education, children's content, and technology, and we've worked together for over 5 years. And of course, we're supported by a number of experienced industry experts. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to all of your questions.
Thank you, Sarah. Another amazing pitch. So I believe Yana has a question.
Yes, thank you. It's a very interesting idea. But how does it look like? So there is a moderator, some chat rooms, some, I don't know, new vocabulary to play around. How also do you monitor what's going on? And if it's really a child who is assigned, you know, or not somebody pretending to be a child, and like to avoid, you know, these issues with a lot of crazy people around?
There are crazy people around. That is a great question. Yes, so we have 2 kinds of moderation for all of the community chat that happens in our community. Firstly, we have an automated machine moderation. So that's checking for the obvious things like people saying words that aren't allowed in our community. And then we have another layer of moderation. So any messages that pass the machine moderation also get moderated by humans. So this is an expense that's built into our model, and there are no shortcuts. You have to, we invest in child safety as our #1 priority. So while we do know that there are things we can do to improve our machine moderation, and we're looking into AI and machine learning to make that more robust, to make it easier to scale without us having to hire many millions of moderators. But we do that two-factor moderation to make sure every post in the community is suitable to be in the community. And secondly, every child within Littlebridge has an adult that's linked to them. So every child is either created by a teacher, creates the child accounts, or a parent creates the child accounts. So there's always an email address, there's always somebody who is accountable for that child within the community. So we have two separate ways of keeping it safe. Does that answer your question?
Approximately. I mean, anyone can be like a child, you know, account, email. Is it any further, you know, check of this?
Yes, I mean, you could, I mean, yeah, theoretically anyone could sign up, and if they were really determined, get into the community, but then we have our moderation to make sure nothing can be shared. That's inappropriate. And that includes sharing of personal information, trying to communicate outside of the platform. So we don't allow children to, you know, for example, say, hey, add me on Roblox or add me on, you know, Snapchat. So we don't allow all the chat that happens within Littlebridge stays within Littlebridge. So even if someone was determined to get in there, there's nothing that they'd be able to do.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Another question from Michael.
Yes. Hi, Sarah. Great job on the presentation. Really engaging. I have a simple question for you. What business are you in? Are you in the business of selling English language programming or services, or are you in the business of creating a new platform and new and safe platform for kids in social media? What business are you in? Which one?
We are currently very much straddling both. We see the future being moving towards more of the social media side. However, underpinning our platform, having that English language learning content opens up a whole world of possibilities with our B2B businesses and gives all of the children a reason to be there and provides that shared language to communicate. But ultimately, we do see us moving towards being a more social media focused company.
Yeah, I mean, these language services sound like a great social service, something you could do, but the opportunity to own the moderation of children's social media, which has been, incredibly difficult and elusive, is also gigantic.
Yeah.
And how many people already speak English? How many children, or what percentage of children worldwide? I mean, it's gigantic, right?
Yeah.
So it seems to me like you've got to decide between those two. That would be my question. But you did a great job, and I think it's a terrific concept. So thank you.
I would add one small. Firstly, thank you very much for your very kind feedback. And although there are many, many millions of children that speak English, there are many, many more millions that don't. It's a far larger chunk of the pie. So eyes on the biggest prize, but we agree. And actually, interestingly, we have had a lot of interest from children and parents in the UK and in America. We did launch a V1, well, I say launch, we soft released a first MVP of our consumer platform and have had over 3,000 signups organically with no marketing. And a fair proportion of those have come from the UK and the US. So.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. The question from Gaio.
Hi, Sarah. I really enjoyed your presentation, especially as I'm a father of a little girl who is 9 years old, and she's still in the process of learning and loving learning English. So since this COVID thing is still going on, and we are generally focused that if we are not capable to provide her traditional brick and mortar way of learning English, we are more focused on interesting idea through learning through platform or with tutor that could help her grasp all in that early stage development. So my question would be focused more on the commercial side of your business side. If I like the idea, I like the product. Can you elaborate more on your current market traction? I know that you have mentioned it within your presentation, but I would like to go more into details. What are your plannings aside of your partnership with the esteemed institutions that you have mentioned so far? Where do you see yourself as a business in a context of 3 to 5 years? And my other question would be, is there any competitors, the direct competitors to you, and what differentiates you amongst them? Thank you. That would be all.
Fantastic. It's quite a lot to unpack there. I'll start from the beginning. Firstly, definitely, I'll send you some contact details and we'll get your daughter hooked up.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
So she can start learning with Little Bridge. Firstly, so current traction, as we saw as you mentioned in the presentation, in fact, it was before we launched our existing B2B platform, we had 2 government contracts waiting in the wings, waiting for that platform, who bought it ahead of it being ready. And that accounts for approximately 70,000 active users this year. And also we've had another contract that came through in the summer, and that was a much smaller but far more lucrative contract with the British Council for a small pilot in Eastern Europe, interestingly enough. So the B2B traction that we're getting is great, but it's very hard to scale B2B contracts like that because we have no control over when a government puts a tender out. So while these contracts we have are, multi-year contracts, which is fantastic, at the end of the day, we want to have more control over our financial future. And that's why the pivot to B2C is really important for us. So in the next 3 to 5 years, we see ourselves becoming a market leader, not only in English language learning for B2C consumers of our age bracket, age 6 to 12, but also we do see that as there is a vacuum in social media for children as well. And we do see ourselves, particularly in non-English speaking countries, becoming a market leader in social media for children in those countries as well. And the way that we're going to do that through various streams by having our ELL subscriptions and then building from our ELL subscriptions, which are going to be market ready in Q1 next year. We're going to be building out additional content, non-learning content as well, and then also advertising directly to parents to diversify our revenue streams. We've seen Duolingo do that very successfully too. So we see ourselves in the next 3 to 5 years really growing our B2C user base, but still continuing to have our B2B business underpinning and providing that validation, which I think is really important because a lot of our competitors, which is the third bit of your question, a lot of our competitors don't have that efficacy, don't have that provable efficacy. The research that I mentioned wasn't done just in-house, that was done in partnership with UCL. So we've had a third party validate our methodology and our efficacy. And also, obviously, we know the shortcomings of our competitors on the social media side. There's no real safe spaces. No one's managed to crack that code yet, whereas we feel like we've really got something here that's very different to what they're offering. And finally, in terms of our competitors, with our ELL competitors, most English language learning consumer content is targeted for children either younger than us or older than us. So we're targeting the 6 to 12 age bracket, which is a really challenging age bracket because parents want results. It's not just good enough for their kids to learn random bits of vocabulary. They want results. They've got kids are doing tests at school, but they're not quite at that skill level to be engaging with the high school content yet. So our competitors we don't have many competitors in the exact same space as us.
That's really good to hear. And can you tell me, from your early commencement in Q4 2020, how far you have reached with your revenue generation, and when do you think that you're going to break even?
Great question. So the government contracts are more, they're more for validation and proving our market fit than they are lucrative. Unfortunately, most government contracts aren't great for unit economics, but we have seen an increase of 50% growth in our government contracts year on year from 2020 to the end of this year. So we're looking at, with a raise of half of the amount of our maximum amount for this round, we're looking at reaching £100,000 monthly recurring revenue by the end of month 12, and then breaking even by month 14. And that's consumer revenues, that's completely disregarding our institutional revenues, exactly. However, if we raise more, we have done a round in the past and we were oversubscribed for that round. So if we were oversubscribed in this round, we would anticipate we would achieve those metrics quicker.
Thank you, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Sarah.
it.
Thank you, all startups. We have to finish our pitching session. Congratulations. And I would like to remind to our judges to put their marks. 5 is the highest, 1 is the lowest. So you have half a minute to finish your voting process, please.
Hi, Mary, just a small question. What happened with the first one that should participate? The
Muddy Machine.
Muddy Machines.
Muddy Machines, they didn't come today. In the last minute, they refused. So we have today 6 startups.
Thank you.
So please, in 10 seconds, I will close the voting process. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I will be back soon with the results. Daniel, please ask our judges, what do they think about today's startups?
Thank you everybody for participating, particularly the startups and the judges especially. So I'd be happy to hear any feedback or why you voted, perhaps no spoilers, so don't tell which startup you voted for. But yeah, the general feedback and how you like the session. Yep, thank you, Adam. Oh, yes, please, Raymond. Raymond, I don't think we can hear you.
I can jump in if you'd like.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah, no, I thought it was really impressive. I feel like there are a couple things that I don't feel really able to add much value to, but I think that there are, with more human, for example, I think that's a great space. There's a lot of room in the event space. This is really empowering people to have their own events. If you just think about book clubs alone, they're massively important in many respects in communities. And also, I think the Be Expandi, which is kind of a strange name. I'm not even sure I pronounced that properly, but the global immigrants is another huge unserved population. My question there would be, do they really have the resources to pay for these kind of services, or whether you end up going to nonprofits or trying to raise the money some other way? And then finally, for me, the final one, I like a lot. I like Little Bridge a lot, but I think they've got potentially a massive focus problem. I think those are two completely different businesses. The ELL business, I mean, are you going to be Rosetta Stone, or are you going to be like, Facebook with a conscience? And if I had to pick those two, it's a no-brainer, I think, to pick Facebook with a conscience. If you can really fix that, you've really got something huge, not only huge but important. And I think the English language can be like a component of that, but not like the main course. So, but I thought it was very impressive. The question I had for quick wins is there is maybe a business there, product teams, but I just felt that idea wasn't developed enough. So that's basically my quick response. The machine learning, I didn't feel like I know enough to really say one way or the other. There are people smarter than me who can answer that one. But thank you to all the entrepreneurs. It takes a lot of guts to get up there, and I think they really really represented their companies well, and they were likable, and you want to help them. So thanks very much.
Thank you so much for the feedback. I believe you have the results now.
Yeah, okay. And today I will start with the third place. Today won startup RCC. Congratulations. Second place is for Venue X. Congratulations. And the winner of today's wonderful event is a startup that mentioned Michael, Little Bridge. Congratulations to our winner of today's event.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, and we will contact you soon, and you will represent United Kingdom in the Unicorn Battle.
Well, it's an honor, and everyone's presentations were so fantastic today. I wish I had that immigration startup when I was moving to France. So I'm inspired to have seen everyone's pitches.
Yeah. Thank you to all the participants, to all our judges. Another one great event was held, and looking forward to see you in further events. Please check our webpage, and we are always great, excited, happy to see you all in our events. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye. Bye.
Thank you to you all, and I'm congratulating to Sarah and to her Little Bridge project. Hopefully she'll achieve what she dreams of. So
thank you.
I wish you all the best.